if you watched the last video, hopefully you've spent the last few days trying to engage in activities that give you a sense of achievement. Now, initially, doing this is just going to feel like hard work, but keep going with it, because over the next few weeks you will start to notice a change in your mood if you can persevere. Okay, so in this video, we're going to look at our thoughts, because the way we think about things has a massive impact on how we feel. And when you become depressed, thoughts become very negative, very self-critical, if you like. And we have a tendency to make very hard predictions about ourselves, about our performance, how other people might respond to us. We start making quite negative comparisons with other people. We might even just call ourselves names. This is one way, this sort of very self-critical internal voice is one way that depression keeps itself going. So changing these thoughts, this way of thinking, is really important in changing your depression. And it may well be that these thoughts predated your depression. It could be one of the things that made you vulnerable to developing your depression in the first place. So changing this way of thinking will future-proof any changes that you make in your mood. It will increase the likelihood that your depression will go away and stay away. Okay, so as I said, when you're depressed, this kind of internal voice that we have becomes very self-critical. So the first step is to identify it, so that you can kind of see what you're dealing with. Now, this is easier said than done, because you will be very used to hearing this in your head. It will feel very familiar. It will really fit with the way that you feel. So try and tune into it when your mood really drops. Imagine that you're putting a microphone into your head. What would you hear? And try and think about it in kind of first person present tense. So, I'm a loser, no one likes me, I'm a failure. This sort of way of thinking. If you're struggling to get hold of it, think about these questions. So you're thinking about a situation, think, what does this mean about me? What will other people think of me? And finally, what does this mean about my future? Keep going with this. When your mood drops, keep trying to access those thoughts and start to jot a few things down. Remember to jot it down in the first person present tense. So, I can't do anything right. No one's ever going to love me. I'm never going to be happy. Practice this for at least 3 days before you move on to the next video. This is really important, because just that kind of simple act of writing your thoughts down can create some distance between you and your thoughts. It helps you to realise that these thoughts are just one part of you, one way of thinking about things. Okay, and finally, before we finish for today, remember to keep monitoring your mood at the end of every day when you're brushing your teeth. This is particularly important now, because monitoring how you feel is the hook to getting hold of your thoughts, because it's the thoughts that happen when you're feeling particularly bad that are the most important to get hold of. Okay. In the next video, we're going to continue thinking about our thoughts and looking at some of the very common thinking patterns that we engage in when we feel depressed. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.